Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but it's also one positioned for draft immortality. Of the last 10 players to cap their high school careers as number one in prep baseball's class rankings, seven went on to be in the top 10 of the MLB draft, which includes four top three picks. And the latest player, Ethan Holiday, is projected to go number one this summer. So let that crown do its thing, boys. But who's next? The case for the top spot in the class of 2026 is fascinating, and it's the foundation of this episode of Coffee and Curveballs. I'm Corey McCartney. That's Shooter Hunt. And Shooter, I have to say, no hyperbole here. I'm trying to think of a tougher to call decision for number one just because the top of the talent pool in 2026 is so incredibly deep.
Corey, it really is. And I love doing each year going into this summer, this is the most important draft summer for these high school guys. I love to put out the case for number one because the summer is really going to dictate a lot of it. Where these guys shuffle, they're all great players. But you're right, this group, you have premium position guys. The shortstops are really good, but you also have big time frontline arms that we're going to talk about here. Then you have two-way guys. What are they going to be better at? You have multi-sport guys that we'll talk about. But it's so fascinating. I think the scouting community is going to be really excited once they get down and get to see these guys over the next 4-ish months.
So let's make the cases for number one. And let's start off with a player that has carried that mantle since last summer, Florida shortstop Jacob Lombard. One big thing I'll say about Jacob, a prep baseball All-American last year, the son of the Tigers bench coach and the number one player of the Yankees farm system, who are both named George, carries the ranking as well as any player I've been around. The composure is off the charts, not to mention he has an exit velo up to 103.8 and plays a really silky smooth shortstop.
Yeah, he's as mature as they come. It's polished on the diamond. He is the premier defender in this class. Out there at shortstop, can do it all. He's a magician. Also a talented soccer player, which actually banged him up a little bit going into the spring. Didn't play quite as many games till late. Got hotter there. Kind of showed off the power that we're expecting to see, much like George is doing for the Yankees right now and blowing up in the farm system. But that's what you really are buying into. This guy is going to really make you feel good as a GM, as an organization, that this could be the face of our organization in the long run. It's going to stick at shortstop forever. And as that bat comes along, especially the power, which he has shown in the past, he's going to be an exciting one to go see, especially for me down in Miami.
Right behind Lombard for the last year has been Texas's Grady Emerson, previously a TCU commit. He's now locked in with the Longhorns. Big players make big plays, and that's Emerson, another prep baseball All-American in 2025. He's got that clutch gene, a great combo when you add in a max bat speed of 83.4 from the left side.
Yeah, what's interesting about Grady, he's been on the map for many years now. He's kind of a household name, which is very difficult to do at the prep level, right? It's not an easy thing for a teenager or a high school kid to go in, everybody to know who he is at all times, everyone to expect him to hit 10 home runs and 3 at bats. But Grady's done a really nice job. One of the most talented bat the ball guys, takes really, really good at bats, slows things down in the box. And he's got one of the highest IQs in this class, maybe the highest IQ on the dirt. And he's done a really nice job at shortstop. We're expecting, shoot, him and Jacob playing side by side there at the All-American game in September was really fun. So the two of them are really talented players. And Grady is going to continue to blow up in what's a huge year in DFW next year.
Sticking with the players that were in the top five in the spring rankings update, and frankly, sticking with the state of Florida, you had outfielder Brady Harris third, two-way lefty Carson Bowman fourth, and another southpaw Gio Rojas fifth. All three of these guys rep the 2026s at the All-American game as well. And even trying to find separation here is tough. It's almost a matter of preference. Do you like the speed power combo of Gators commit Harris, the explosive stuff from Bowman, a 6'2 Wake Forest recruit, or the swagger for Miami bound Rojas, who's running it up to 97 with over 2,700 spin this spring?
Yeah, and you know what? These are the wonderful headaches to have, right? That the class is so talented that it's this or that, not like we're scraping by to find these guys. Brady Harris at the top, he's just got that it factor. Goes out the outfield, makes it rain, can get into the box, drive the ball to all fields. There's power there. I just love when you step on the diamond, you know that's the dude. And Brady Harris is that guy. And you talk about those two lefties. Carson Bowman, who might have had the most explosive stuff at the All-American game in any class, had guys tripping over themselves in that 24 class trying to figure out, or in that 25 class trying to figure out, what is this dude throwing? He's got huge stuff. And then you talk about Gio. Gio would have been a first rounder last year. He would have been a first rounder the year before, and he'll be a first rounder next year. So Gio Rojas, he's really jumped up even from what we saw in September to the early spring to state championship number, I think 7 for Stoneman Douglas there. It's electric stuff. Gio Rojas is that dude, and he can also swing it a lot. Those are some good athletes we're talking about.
The shortstop in this class, and we've already talked about a couple, are just ridiculous. We've already mentioned Lombard and Emerson, but Nevada's rookie Shepard, Keon Johnson here in Georgia, California's Tyler Spangler, all sensational. With Shepard, you're talking about breakneck speed, a 6.58 in the 60 to go with triple digit exit velos. Johnson has matched considerable talent with a rare level of maturity. And with Spangler, it's staggering to see just how easy that power is from the left side.
Yeah. Oh man, those guys are really good. And we talk about Spangler. I got to see this spring. He could be number one really easily. It's a huge power profile, 6'3", 200 pounds, really smooth at shortstop. The bat the ball, gets great length through the zone, can really lift it. Good player there. Rookie Shepard, what can't he do? He hops on the field and he makes something happen at all times. Had a great year in Nevada. Looking forward to his summer because it's another guy that bat the ball. He just, every time you want to doubt him, he removes all doubt. And that's what I love about rookie Shepard. And then you talk about Keon, who's a player who last summer, every time I saw him, he did something new and something better. It was the defense on the field. It was the BP. Oh, it was in the in game. He goes to the future games and has a shutdown moment going oppo late at night against some ridiculous arm. And I can't wait to see what he has because all three of those guys have a profile that screams, hey, I'm going to be evaluated throughout the summer on a first round basis. Just how high in that first round can I go? And that's something that they're going to be able to grab the horns and really try to make a name for themselves.
A couple of two ways in the mix, All-American, Bo Peterson, an LSU recruit from Kansas, and Ohio's Matt Ponatoski. There may not be a more loaded toolbox on this list than Peterson. He of the 107.8 exit velo, 6.76 in the 60, and a mid-90s fastball. And then when it comes to Ponatoski, I mean, we're talking about a legit two-sport star and QB1 for powerhouse Moeller, who in the last few days has received offers from Alabama and Oregon. This could really be an interesting decision for a great lefty hitter who tops out at 97 on the mound, but it's hearing that call from the Big Ten and the SEC when it comes to football.
Yeah, and Bo Peterson, anybody from the Midwest, he's in Kansas or in that Nebraska, the Alex Gordon comps really come quickly because it's just that region of the country, those Great Plains states, and he has that bat to ball, the quick hands. He's aggressive in the box, can really defend at third base. And then every time we have internal talks, he's one of the top right-handers in the class too. He hops on the mound, and it's almost similar to the way Billy Carlson goes about it right now, where not even doing it, it's kind of side work. Oh yeah, this is the biggest game of the year. Here's the ball, Bo Peterson. Oh, there's bases loaded, no outs in the 6th inning. Here's the ball, Bo Peterson. Go save us. But I really love the way he swings the bat. He's going to have a chance to really break out throughout the summer because the hit power profile has a chance to explode. Ponatoski, kind of the same way. Those QB1s, he's been starting at Moeller on the gridiron, which is an absolute factory for football since he was a freshman. Goes out there, throws for a zillion yards, and then he goes out to shortstop, takes that same moxie out there, can really move around well, powerful left-handed stroke. And then this spring, he's up to 97, like you're talking about. You just can't teach stuff like that. It's going to be difficult when you're getting QB1 looks from Alabama and Oregon, and the NIL packages start coming in. But I would love to see him out on the diamond. I think he's got a chance to be another one of those big-time Ohio baseball players.
We have expelled a lot of oxygen talking about the guys who have been the usual suspects when it comes to the bid for the top of the 2026 rankings. But three names have made major climbs to enter the fray, and they all happen to be Tennessee commits. There's Texas two-way Cole Kinniger, an All-American who's coming back for the 2026 edition in Miami, by the way. And honestly, hard to pick which side of the game I find more impressive. He was 29th in the spring. Indiana's Sean Dunlap, he of the 109.8 exit velo. Yes, you heard that right. Elite 179 pop time behind the plate. He was previously 43rd. And then there's volunteer state outfielder slash shortstop Jack Duggan, a two-time junior feature gamer who can just flat out hit from the left side. So I want to get into them each individually. But first, to help me understand the process and evaluation of a player at this stage, increasing their stock in such a major way with a year to go.
Well, I think when we're tearing them up, you're finding just how high are the tool levels. So the athlete, the aggressiveness, the aptitude, but really what are those tools and where are they getting to? And then going throughout the summer and evaluating, like, can they do it? Is there some production? What do they look like in the box? What do the swing decisions look like? Yes, we have all of this on paper, all these metrics, anything you can do in front of a computer screen. And now we go out and really get a chance to evaluate, see them separate themselves, get a chance to see how they handle themselves on the diamond. How do they handle failure? How they handle success? That's one of the great things throughout the summer. And the other good thing is the fact that they're doing it against each other. So you really get to see it in one spot.
Let's talk specifically about Kinniger, Dunlap, and Duggan, all locked in for Vitelloville, all making major waves ahead of their last summers on the circuit.
Yeah, and Kinniger right off the top had a chance to be the number one player in the class going into the summer. That was strong discussion from us internally. I think he'll have a chance to prove it throughout, but he might have the most unteachableness of any player in the class. You talk about the exit velocities. Nobody hits the ball as hard as he does from the right side. I've not seen it in the state of Texas since 2019, if you can think back to then and who was there. But he can really defend. It's a plus arm at shortstop. He's really graceful out there. He's about 6'2", 6'3". Hops on the mound. He's 96, 98 with a hammer. It's one of those where, hey, there's so much to like about this kid, and he does so much well as he continues to polish. And if he shows it against the best guys in the country, you're looking at a guy who's sneaking into the top 10 picks, who you'll have consideration at as being the number one player in the class, and would definitely challenge a guy like Jacob Lombard, Grady Emerson, Tyler Spangler, all these guys. So that's the reason why he's in the top 10. But even from there, you go over to Duggan, who had an outstanding spring. He's a guy who's been tracking for 2 years. Just the fact that we love the way the swing works. And he hops in the bat. There's almost some Travis Bazana to the way he stands in there, gets that great ground force, and can really move the barrel around. He's got double digits home runs, can really get after it there. And then Sean Dunlap, who, again, freaky athlete, right? He's a catcher. He comes to the future games, puts on a show, gets an invite to the All-American game, does the same exact thing in Miami. Now he's thinking about switch hitting. He looks right from the left side as well. Not just a catcher. And I think what helped elevate his profile, similar to the way Braden Jackson did it in 2025, he can go play center field too. He's a 6'6", 6'7" runner, can really go get it out there. He's got that strong arm, but the power profile is going to really help him. So you know that Tony's doing a great job there in Knoxville and getting all these athletes that come. They all want to hit dingers.
Well, the class of 2026 still making its case, and they're doing so ahead of a summer that will go a long way to setting the stage for their senior years. Nobody does it better than Shooter Hunt, so make sure you keep it right here. We'll have plenty more coffee and curveballs coming your way. Until next time, I'm Corey McCartney, and that is Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you at the Diamond. All right, that was really good stuff. That was
Thanks.
awesome.
Sorry that this didn't go through. I feel so. I literally